Hello to all my lovely friends. Hello, guys. So glad you guys can all be here today and make it to this really last minute live that I set up like less than an hour ago. So glad you guys could take the time out and be here. So glad to see all the usual suspects here and all the new people here. Thank you for joining me in today's live. Look, guys, I was going to upload a video about this, but I figured, let's just have a little bit of fun here, get into a little bit of a mess, and host a little live show instead. And yes, for those who love my short videos, I will upload a video for you all later, also on a different topic. But, guys, I cannot be the only one who is still laughing about this whole faux Nigeria trip. I mean, total secondhand embarrassment for these two grown ass middle aged adults who are one is 58. Oh, why do I keep saying 58? I'm being so facetious. I mean, 43-year-old who looks like she's more than 42 or whatever she claims to be, and her equally degenerate, nearly 40-year-old husband who can barely wipe his own rear because he's had everything always done for him all the time. I think that this Nigeria trip, my friends, hi Liz, thanks for joining and so glad to have you here on your first live. Hi. Um, Guys, I am still laughing not only about this entire faux Nigeria trip. She's 48. Look, I keep calling her 58. And in my last previous video, some people are like, why do you keep calling her 58? Number one, I'm being sarcastic. And number two, because it's funny. But I was saying, guys, this Nigeria trip has just further cemented to myself. I don't know about you guys. I can't speak for you guys, but I feel like we all pretty much have the same consensus about Meghan Markle. And I feel like this Nigeria trip has done nothing but cement the fact that Harry and Meghan are nothing but a couple of scroungers. They are leeches of society who claim that they want to be doing good for communities. They claim that they want to be part of impact driven, I don't know, communities, whatever the hell that means. You know, that whole bunch of mumbo jumbo word salad nonsense that Meghan Markle loves to just shove down everyone's throats. It's a bunch of words that mean nothing. Absolutely a bunch of words that mean absolutely nothing. Look, 58 could apply to her IQ also, Felix Jones. Let's be honest. But who knows? That's the joy of listening to my videos, right? You never know. Do I mean she's 58 as in her age or 58 as in her IQ level? Because she sure does act like someone who has an IQ level of 58 but behaves like a 12-year-old who's never grown up. my my issue here is that we all know that Meghan Markle loves to use a whole bunch of word salad about about explaining or pretending that she's doing good work that she really isn't. When I was reading their Archwell paper, their Archwell Foundation, and guys, foundation only in name. This little charity that they're running is a public charity. It's a grift. When you look at their documents, Archwell Foundation is registered as a public charity. Okay, just read their paperwork that they have. And lucky for me, before the AG General took it down, I have the entire thing downloaded. So I have all 47 pages or 43 pages of the documents, and I have them saved. And I also sent them to Paula M. also. So she has it also. But I was going to say, so when you're reading their Form 990, which is part of their documentations, which they need about their Archwell Foundation, There is a part where I'm looking at right now, and I'm looking at this on my other phone. So I don't have it on this device here, so I can't pull it up, but I'll post it in my community section for you guys to look at it later. But in this part section of their 990, there's a section and it's part 3, statement of program service accomplishments. So this is what they have to write, what Archwell basically does. So it says, briefly describe the organization's mission. Oh, sorry, I can't speak today. Please describe the organization's mission. And you cannot tell me that Meghan did not fill these out or dictate what should be written in in this paperwork. But it says, briefly describe the organization's mission. And it says, Archwell Foundation is an impact-driven nonprofit created by the Duke and Duchess of Sussex. Now, number one, that's wrong right there, because when you look at Archwell's paperwork, you see that Archwell is a public charity. So they kind of are for profit, but it's for their own profit in their own pockets, maybe, allegedly. Let's just say that. And then it continues on and says, Archwell Foundation's core purpose is to uplift and unite communities, local and global, online and offline, one act of compassion at a time. Now, let's just apply this single statement to their Nigeria trip. How did their trip basically uplift and unite communities? It was all about uplifting Meghan. It was all about uplifting and making her feel good. Like, what was that about uplifting the communities? Oh, what? You gave a bunch of already well-to-do Nigerians a basketball court, which is probably the cheapest thing you could donate over to them. And who knows if you could even give that to them, because your little foundation that you call it, Archwell Foundation, only in name, and I'm going to keep saying that until people get it, that it's not a real foundation. They need to know that they are doing the bare minimum, and that is it. Harry and Meghan are going around to these places and doing the bare minimum and thinking that they are making a change in the world. I think I mentioned this in my last live. If Harry and Meghan really wanted to make an impact in Nigeria, it's like over 64% of that country is in poverty out of their population is in poverty. You want to make an impact? Show up there with truckloads of rice, which costs more than 500%. The cost of rice has gone up. It's inflated like crazy. And show up with trucks of that. Show up with trucks full of menstrual supplies for women and girls. Not show up with like, oh, we're going to supply Nigerian women with only 5,000 pads and pads. That's it. Pads. Because I don't think Nigerian girls can use tampons. I think it's like frowned upon in their culture. But like the whole thought of a foreign object inside of them, it's kind of frowned upon. So I think those women use a lot of pads down there. But also, like, if you wanted to make a change, do that. Do something like that. If I was going over to Nigeria, I'd be bringing supplies that they were short on. Instead, it was just all about uplifting Meghan and her claims that, oh, this is all about my country and I'm coming home. Well, we've already seen how you treat the people of UK. So Nigerian folks should be looking at you sideways like, what is this woman's plan? I think most of us know that she's just there to grift off of them and grift off of a government handout and all of those kinds of things. But speaking of grift, this is what I really wanted to talk about here. And let me just get to Lady Aviator said something here. She says, Meghan Markle spent her entertainment career becoming a master of playing the skin flute, and she has the gall to call herself a role model for girls. Pathetic. Exactly, Lady Aviator. You are right on the ball there. Meghan Markle is best known for bruising her knees and being taken up against some filing cabinets as the suits girl. She was known as putting her boobies out as the deal or no deal briefcase girl, but she wants to act because like she married a dim-witted prince that she is now Mother Teresa who gets to go around and tell everyone and preach about them on how to live their lives. And in my opinion, the entire reason why Meghan Markle married Harry was, well, this is okay, this is just what I think, but Meghan Markle only married Harry because she, in her eyes, she wanted the freebies only. Let's keep it 100. Let's keep it exactly 100. I'm going to keep it honest here. All Meghan Markle married Harry was for all of the freebies that would be coming her way, and she would be pretending like she's some kind of humanitarian while constantly grifting off of people, leeching off of taxpayers, leeching off of government handouts, pretending that her charity is a foundation. This girl is nothing but one huge scoundrel who just likes to leech up everything. She is a scrounger, a a grifting scrounger. I mean, let's be honest. Who could not see it from a mile away? Even like Harry is a blood prince and he has now turned into a leech who just constantly has his hands out looking for the next freebie because that's how he was raised too. He was raised that he always had other people cover for him. Whereas Meghan and Harry just want other people to pay their way and pay for their entire life while pretending that they are humanitarians who care about other people. They want to pretend that they are so giving. We're philanthropists. Yeah, okay, sure. I mean, we remember this whole story. I don't know if you guys remember this, but Meghan Markle, when she was still the Duchess of Sussex and appearing on royal duties, she had shown up with a pair of earrings. This isn't the article I'm looking for. Sorry, guys. She showed up with a pair of earrings on her ear. And this was it right here. Remember these little earrings? So she was merching these earrings while she was on royal duty. And I think we all remember that King Charles, I mean, the Prince Charles back then had to start paying for her things because Meghan couldn't get it in her head that you cannot accept freebies. Now, that should be the big thing. Like, okay, this is why the girl married Harry. This girl has always been a scrounger for freebies, even when she was a struggling actress. She would show up to the lounges and just fill up her bags with whatever she could get her hand on. Do you remember this one? Or how about, let's see, where are the other ones? This is all this girl, while claiming this middle-aged harlot. Here's another one. This is all that she wanted. She wanted to be that girl that just shows up, or that middle-aged broad who would show up to these gifting suites and just get her hands on whatever she could. Even if they were male products, if they were baby products, it doesn't matter. If it's free, she'll take it. She reminds me of those hoarders. There was who was it? I remember when I used to still work. This is pre-baby time. There used to always be this woman that would come into the medical clinic and she would always just ask for freebies. Even if she didn't have the issues and they were like you would get like tester asthma puffers or things like that. She would want them because they're free. And it just Meghan reminds me of the one of those people. She's just a total grifter who's pretending that she is a humanitarian. She's a grifter who pretended like she was in love with Prince Harry because she thought that as a royal, she could get her hands on all of the jewelry and baubles and gifts and clothes that she could never afford. And now she's turned into the green-eyed monster. It is said that Harry and Meghan received over $3.5 million in freebies since being royals. And let's talk about since they left becoming royals. We need to keep reminding people that it was Harry and Meghan who left the royal family. We need to remind everyone that Harry and Meghan weren't kicked out of the royal family. They left on their own accord. They thought they could be the billionaire rock stars of the royal family who could demand over $1 million per speaking engagements. And look at this, these two alleged multimillionaires, right? Because they want to tell the whole world, oh, we received what is it called? We received a contract from Netflix for over $100 million. I mean, I don't believe that myself, but they put that out there. We've received a contract from Spotify for $30 million. I don't believe that either, but they put that nonsense out there. And every time they made it seem like they were worth multi-hundred millions of dollars. They made it seem like they are worth all this money. Well, if you're worth all this money, would you be staying for free at Tyler Perry's home? I mean, in a way, this kind of, I don't know. I don't know if people see this as like as a business move, real estate wise, because maybe Tyler Perry, when he wants to sell that big hospital-looking McMansion that he owns and that Harry and Meghan stayed in, maybe he can one day say that, oh, the Prince of England stayed here. The Prince of England, me calling Harry, right? He could say that. He could spin it that way, not knowing that it was the degenerate, dim-witted Duke. But they can say that, oh, royalty has stayed in this house before, and that will increase the value of the property. I don't know if Tyler Perry did it that way in allowing them to stay at their home for free. But yes, this is what they've done. They go around leeching off of other people. You think it's cheap to run a private jet from all the way from the UK to LA like Tyler Perry did when Meghan called him crying, "Oh, you need to come rescue us and save us." I mean, how does that, what color does that paint Harry in that your wife had to call another man to save you guys? You couldn't do it for your own family. But, oh, what is this? Oh, looks like we got some Nigerian sugars in the house. Are you guys nor tired on hating on God image? Go get life, shameless, wicked sinners. Y'all will go to hell. Usually those who claim others will go to hell will be the first ones who go there first, my dear. Effie, I think you walked into the wrong place, but I'm sure the chat will take care of you. Oh dear. I love when people are always like, you're going to go to hell. Well, darling, I'll see you there because I'm sure you will have your place there already. Like, what the anyways. I think it's sugars can't speak correctly, my friends, because they're always those well, I shouldn't be saying this because myself, English isn't my first language. You guys know this quite well already. But I think it's the fact that Meghan and Harry, I think they've paid a lot of like Nigerian influencers or whatever to be putting out posts, or there's a lot of Nigerian bots that have been hitting my account. But anyways, oh God, I love when. Oh, ooh, Deborah, this is a good one. Remember, God does not bless liars. Yes, that is very true. And God does not bless raggedy charlatan harlots who lay on their back with bruised knees and lick every eggplant to get their way to the top. Let's be honest. And, it's so funny to me because it really says a lot about people who are sticking up for Harry and Meghan. Look at what Harry and Meghan have done to their families. And you are going to bat for these people. You're going to bat for two pathological liars who have both lied to the UK High Courts. They have also constantly lied and have been busted in multiple lies time and time again. We know that Harry and Meghan are liars, and I can say this because they are liars. Harry and Meghan are liars. And if you are going to bat for a liar, then that says a lot about you and the type of person that you are. Maybe you like cheap, raggedy harlots like the ex cable TV mattress actress. Maybe you are the type of people that love trashy hookers who like to pretend that they are better than what they are. That all of a sudden, after licking the schlong of a dim-witted prince that nobody wanted ever, she thinks that she is Mother Teresa. Get out of here with that nonsense. Seriously. Oh my goodness. You will never catch me idolizing a pathological liar who is also who has never ever accomplished anything on her own accord without a man helping her. But she wants to act like she's a humanitarian. I'm a humanitarian because I went to Nigeria and I graced these Nigerians with my bronzed, fully tanned skin. And I lied to them about being Nigeria and I lied to them about being Nigerian, and all of these fruitcakes believed my bullshit. Okay. Sure. She is, yes, Princess Dumbarton. She is a strong, independent feminist. My favorite is when Meghan attends these forums, these panels, and it's like women for change or independent leaders or female leaders, and I'm just like, why is this broad up there? Like it just further magnifies that she's up there as the Duchess of Sussex. And then you've got all these other women who are doctors, engineers, software engineers, like fully educated women in their own right. And then you are the Duchess of Sussex. You are a woman in leader because you nailed down a dumbass prince that nobody wanted. Seriously, think about it. Prince Harry was how old? 34 when he got married? Nobody wanted him because he was a degenerate loser. No, not was. He still is a degenerate loser. I bet you he can't even wipe his own butthole still at his big age. Let's be honest. I think like you got a total loser prince that nobody wanted to marry because you had nothing else going for your life. You had nothing else going in your life. And he was the only idiot you could manipulate, which you did nicely. He did fall for the biggest trick in the Gold Digger's Manual when you told him you were pregnant and you weren't. You got him to go along with the fact that you wanted to hurt his family because he hated his family. We all see through it, except for the dumb, degenerate, ginger wanker named Harry. Anyways, that's a bit of a rant there. But we have, let me get back to Harry and Meghan being grifters, right? Tracy, you know what? To be honest, if Charles hasn't done anything by now, I don't think he's going to be doing anything at all. I think he's leaving the big mess for William to deal with. And by that time, just think of the damage the monarchy, their reputation, everything will have taken a hit so far. It has taken. And I really don't think that it is fair to Prince William to have to deal with the degenerate mess that is Harry and Meghan. It should have been stopped with the Queen after their 1-year review when they didn't come back as working royals. It should have been stopped then, but it wasn't. And Charles, okay, people want to say, well, the Queen was old. She was dealing with her sickness. Okay, I'll give her that. I understand that. Then why didn't Charles do something then? Why didn't Charles do something back then instead of leaving it for all now? I mean, the Harry and Meghan are just making the royal family look weak. Completely weak in my opinion, because this people still think that Harry and Meghan represent the royal family. Victoria says, Padina said in her last video that Meghan Markle's upside down cross belonged to Diana. I'm not sure if it's upside down. Now, I saw that, and I'm gonna say this. I have yet to see one photo of Princess Diana wearing the said cross necklace that Meghan all of a sudden showed up in Nigeria with. I don't believe it for 1 minute. I know that a while ago there had been a cross necklace that was auctioned off by Christie's, and it was a really ugly, like purple amethyst cross that Diana owned, and Kim Kardashian bought that. I think that story is 100% BS. I don't believe it until I see a photo of Diana wearing said cross upside down cross necklace. Then I don't believe it. It's just another BS puff piece, in my opinion. Stephen Magnus says Obama was part African, so is Meghan copying him? Who the hell knows? Meghan copies everyone, right? She has no personality of her own. She copies everyone. She is a fraud through and through. She is a complete fraud through and through because she cannot even be Meghan Markle. Who is Meghan Markle? Realistically, who is she? We don't even know the real her because everything about her is a lie. Everything she says is a lie. She lies about everything. Italian girl say thank you, says love and support to you, Molly. Keep speaking truth to power. I have a video for you guys coming up later because I'm not one to I'm not one, guys, to complain ever about, oh, my views aren't going up or like my channel is being suppressed and things like that. I know for a fact that Harry and Meghan and their little people that work for them, their minions, watch my channel. I know for a fact that Christopher Boozy, their favorite online social media troll with a face like a prolapsed anus. I know he's obsessed with me because he hasn't been able to get rid of me. But now, guys, I have definitive proof that Harry and Meghan are basically suppressing my channel. I have proof that while other Megxit channels, you can easily find them and you can easily find their content, I have proof that my channel and 2 other channels are being completely suppressed. And I'm not one to like make videos about these kinds of things, but I wanted to ask you guys here, would you be interested in seeing that video? Like, it's just a quick, like 3-minute video that just shows proof that while you can find other channels, my channel and a couple others are being very suppressed or comments are being removed. And I'm not one for like, because I feel like, okay, I know as a creator who talks about Harry and Meghan, I know that I'm going to get flack from them. I know there's going to be pushback, and I don't like talking about, oh, my channel is getting suppressed or people aren't following me, things like that, because who wants to hear that? That just comes with, it's a part of the game. So Everyone's saying yes, 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 yes. All yeses in the chat. Okay, I will make that video. It'll be a short 3-minute video that just shows how and what is going on with my channel, because I've noticed that things are going on with my channel, but I don't like to talk about that stuff because I think you guys are my listeners. You come here to hear about the Harry and Meghan nonsense. You don't want to hear about the other stuff that I have to deal with. But if you guys are interested, and it seems like most of you are, then I shall make that video for you guys later and release it later today also. But yeah, I just wanted to ask here. I'm glad that I asked. I'm glad that you guys are wanting to see that for sure. Cool. Okay. Love it. I'm glad that I asked you guys here. I'm definitely glad that I asked you. But let me get back to this topic here, because we all see the news about how Meghan and Harry are keeping their gifts from Nigeria. This is what Meghan wanted to be a part of the royal family for, is it not? Is it not the reason why Meghan Markle wanted to become a royal member, so that she could go around to these countries, grace them with her presence, think that she is making some sort of change or impact in their lives by showing up? And she takes gifts. I don't know. The way that my culture was brought up and that the way I was brought up, when someone invites you, you usually show up with a gift. Am I wrong? Like, this is how I was brought up. And I've always seen the way my parents have done it. Whenever we were always invited somewhere, my mother would always show up with a beautiful bouquet or a gift for the host. It's what you do. I never once saw Harry and Meghan show up with gifts besides these two fraudulent, I don't know, donations. Who knows if they can actually get, but what gifts did they get? I'll show you, Susan. Let me, they had received some jewelry. They had received, they received jewelry. They received a whole bunch of like cloth and things like that. They also received I think, yeah, they received a whole bunch of stuff. They received a whole bunch of stuff that, well, knowing the way customs work, that if what's the rules with US customs? If your gift is over $200, then you have to declare it. They accepted, I think it was 21 gifts, or at least more than 20 gifts, it was said. I'm going to pull it up here, but oh my God, I think People Magazine is watching my Twitter handle, because look, do you guys remember I made that connection about Meghan dressing just like Diana? Well, People has done, they just did an article about it. They just did an article about it. Of course they did. But let me show you what I wanted to get here. See, this, I did this May 13th at 8:45 a.m. Pacific Standard Time. But this is, let me scroll down here. There's another horrible outfit. So this is the upside down cross necklace that people are talking about, that they claim is Diana's. I've never seen Diana wear that necklace. I have never seen this specific cross on Diana. So I think that was just it was just PR puff piece. That's all it was. It was disinformation, misinformation from the dim-witted Duke and Duchess of Montecito. And I have a surprise guest here, my friends. Hello, Andrew.
Hello.
I'm so glad you can make it.
Yes, of course. I just finished my show. It is now official. There are more royal tours coming. The report was just released about 10 minutes ago.
Really?
Yeah, and they're going to give the details of those upcoming royal tours. They will be this year, and the details will be coming in the next weeks.
So they're just going to keep milking this, some more PR nonsense, more garbage coming up, right?
Well, I think, like you had said on the live last time, that this has just simply been escalating.
Yeah.
And this time with Nigeria was the official one.
Yeah.
So,
they wanted to see. I
yeah.
feel like they wanted to see if Charles would do anything about this.
Yes. Well, don't say that, Molly. You know, you can't call out Charles.
Yeah, I feel like this was them testing the waters to see if the royal family would react in any way. And now that Charles hasn't done anything, they're going to keep going at it.
Yeah. And that's what I'm saying. It was literally just announced minutes ago. So it's official with that. And
well, of course they had to announce it because you shaved off your beard.
It's hot over here. It was 110 yesterday.
Was it? Oh,
yeah, very hot.
Well, you want me to come over and put some coconut oil all over that skin of yours?
Oh, I'm good. I'm good. Oh, yeah. But I think that this is now, like when I asked Michelle yesterday, right?
Yeah.
When are we going to get to the point where you say that the royal family is now complicit?
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know. Like, I feel like we're there. I feel like it's something to where either they're going to be considered complicit or they're going to be considered, you know, just simply allowing it and never explain, never complain.
Well, this is their half in, half out. I think, like I mentioned,
that too. That's official. Yes.
I think it was on Paula's live yesterday. I mentioned two things. I said, number one, just take a look at the Commonwealth countries Diana has been to. Follow that route. That's number one. And then number two, the second thing was, what was the second thing? Oh God, I just had a brain fart. I just completely lost my point and what I was gonna say. Oh, but yeah, what I was going to say is that with the queen passing away, they basically take what she said and the agreement that they had with the queen as, okay, she's dead. That agreement is done and over with. We don't need to follow the rules of that agreement because the queen is dead and that entire agreement is gone.
Yeah.
So now
nothing matters anymore.
Exactly. So I feel like with King Charles, they feel like, well, he's a new monarch. We can do whatever we want when we want because the agreement that we had was with the queen.
Yeah.
And Charles not doing anything about it. I mean, I don't believe that this should be left for William to deal with. It's not his problem.
Well, yeah, but this is barely starting and William's not going to get there for what, years?
Yeah. So
by the time William even comes around, you're looking at how many fake royal tours will they do by then? And also you have to think, because when that was announced, I said to myself, well, what if they go to Australia, a bigger country, not just some shithole in Africa? What if they go to Jamaica and Jamaica, you know how they are over there with these two. You know, what if they go to someone? Now, I'm not saying that Nigeria doesn't matter, you know, but it's Nigeria. You get me?
Yeah.
What if they go somewhere where it's a meaningful place? I think there's an issue there. And I have seen some royalists in the comments, they have come around and they're saying, you know, I'm a staunch supporter of Charles and the royal family, but this is enough. And hey, good. Finally, you know, I think that this has shown that you're looking at two people that don't care about the word of their elders. They don't care about the word of the queen. And unfortunately, you know, I'm not trying to sound like some anti-monarchist or something, but unfortunately with Charles's inaction, that's going to be allowed. Yeah,
I agree. I agree with you 100%. Princess Dumbarton says, it seems like the king could totally remove them from the royal family site and post an official announcement that they do not represent them in any way. Look, when King Charles removed them off the site for like less than half an hour, we all saw how happy people were.
Oh, yeah. That was a crazy 30 minutes.
People were happy. I've never seen the internet explode in such jubilation, in such approval for Charles. And then it's like he went back on that by not only putting them back on the website, but also by endorsing them, by putting a link to their own site too.
Which didn't make any sense to me. Like, why was it updated in the first place? And the only thing I can think of is maybe because they wanted it to seem that way, or they wanted to give them their own. Like, there was a lot of people saying, oh, well, they moved them into one channel or one page for both of them, so that's a downgrade. Well,
you're still on the website. It
yeah.
doesn't matter.
And, you know, the whole thing with Paula saying that it has to be done by Parliament, I just don't believe that. I think that it could be like we had said yesterday, a piece of paper or a picture, and it just has the royal seal and a paragraph and saying the two morons aren't in the family anymore. But, you know, at this point, I'm just putting my hands up now. You just got to let them do what they're going to do.
I think you're completely right. It doesn't look good for the royal family at all. It doesn't look good on them. But I wanted to also, you had written a really good Substack.
Oh, yeah. Thank you.
And it was, guys, if you are not, I'm going to add, because I did this live very last minute, and then I sent Andrew like a text like 5 minutes before I was going to come on, like, hey, if you want to join me, you're welcome to join. And I haven't had time to like update all the description box and everything. So after, I'll add all your Substack and everything to there. But guys, if you are not subscribed to his Substack, please go and do it. His last article that he wrote was incredible. And it's all about Harry and Meghan. And you hit the nail on the button when you said that these two morons speaking and having conversations is just about them talking. They think that them just showing up to a roundtable discussion is more than enough. Right?
Yeah. What really hit me was that People article of Harry, when he said about, you know, solutions and making change. And I thought about it and I was like, what the hell is he talking about? There has never actually been solutions. There's never actually anything done, right?
Yeah.
And then it led me back to that girl you were talking about. What was her name? The girl that they said they were going to give her stuff?
Which one? The one from
Africa, that they said they were going to give her stuff and then they never gave her anything.
Lakitzo, or that was her name. Yeah.
And it led me back to that because it's the same thing when you think about it. They're all talk. So in their minds, what these two people believe is that, hey, if I show up and like you, I don't know if you have that pulled up, but that video that you posted, that's where I got the screenshots from. That video that you posted of them in the new charity, Save the Children, right? Princess Anne.
Yeah. I was going to pull that right up right now.
Yeah, that's a big deal as well. They stepped on her toes. That video, it made me realize all of a sudden that when they say solutions, that right there is the solution. When they say, oh, we want the children to be heard, right there, that's right there where you see the girl and Meghan. That's what they're talking about. Just for them to be heard, just for them to be seen, talking to them. They don't actually mean going and fixing these children's lives. They don't actually mean coming up with any real solutions. All that they mean is showing up, having a conversation, and having their picture took. That's it. That's all that they mean.
I think this is a good idea Sandy South has. We should do a fundraiser for Lakitzo ourselves.
Yeah. I mean,
you know what I'll do, Sandy? I will organize that. I will organize that myself. And what we'll do is that we'll do like a live stream fundraiser, and we'll get like the money to go towards her 100%. Let me figure out how to do that and how to get the money to her first, and figure out all of like the proper way to do it, because I want the money to actually go to her. I don't want us to send her money and then say 5% gets taken for something and 5%. No, I don't want any of that. I want 100% of the money to go straight to her. So I will find out all the proper revenues to do that. Yeah, we should do that. Let me find out. Good idea, Sandy South. Let me figure that out. And then I will give you guys updates on how to go about that. That's a really good idea. I wanted to talk about this whole, I don't know if you guys saw this, Save the Children UK. So many people don't know that apparently Misan is the global ambassador for them, and he only joined in 2020. So part of me feels like there was something nefarious behind him joining, because Princess Anne has been serving as the charity's president since 1970. And Princess Anne has been the royal patron for Save the Children UK since 2017. And these two have gone over to her charity that she is the patron of and made a visit to them. Shall I play the video and then we'll discuss it? Because I watched this video and I was disgusted by it. Absolutely grossed out. Here.
I started my activism at the age of 14, the same year that the Chibok girls were abducted.
Can I just stop it right here? Because this pissed me off right here. You're listening to these girls who are telling you their stories about what they're doing. And you're hearing about some harrowing experiences, like when girls are abducted or FGM or being raped or stuff like. And Meghan Markle has a smile on her face while she's listening to these tragic stories. You would think as an actress, she would look more empathetic towards what they have to live through and go through and what they're facing and dealing with on a daily basis. But no, it's all about Meghan making sure that she has the perfect smile for the photo. Mm-hmm. She doesn't really care about what. I bet you she's not even listening to what the girls are saying.
Not in the slightest. No, not in the slightest.
Yeah. It's all going in one ear and out the other.
But if you look at the words that were on the screen before that,
same year that the Chibok girls were abducted.
Sorry, you were saying?
Yeah, it's right there. And the words on the screen were Save the Children met with some very special guests. So the special guests are Harry, the two people that are there, right?
Yeah.
And
she's a very special guest.
Yeah, Save the Children met, and then go to the next part. The next part, watch. Right there, to speak about building a better future. They're not actually going to build the better future. They're simply going to speak about it.
Yeah,
that's it. That's when Harry says, "Oh, we're gonna go for solutions." That's the solution right there. To them, it's enough that they're talking with these people and that we're giving them our platform. So look at us allowing them to be heard. And then on the next part, you can see it says to speak about building a better future for girls across the country. So then there's the emotion angle. Oh, for girls across the country, that's so nice. Yeah. And then after that, then you go further and it says heard from two of the charity's youth ambassadors. They heard from them.
Yeah.
And that was when it hit me. I was like, oh, shit, I get it now. This is all that they're going to do. There will never be any building. There will never be any future. And like I said with that girl that y'all were talking about, there will never be anything. Because to them, the only point is to have the conversation. That's it.
No, you're right. I mean, look at Meghan's facial reactions. She just can't even stand listening to this other girl speak about her activism because Meghan inside wants to talk about her soap story at 11 and not what these girls are actually like. She doesn't care. Listen to what these girls are talking about and look at the way her facial reactions, her mannerisms, even the way that you are dressed there.
She doesn't like other women, right?
She doesn't. She dresses for the men in the room.
Yeah. She's like threatened by other women.
100%. Even young women. Let's watch the rest of this.
I started my activism at the age of 14, the same year that the Chibok girls were abducted. There are so many challenges that children and girls face here in Nigeria.
Like, she's telling you about challenges and what, like, horrors they go through, and you have a rictus grin on your face. The thing that pissed me off here, Andrew, is that they're going there to speak to these people about what they can do, but it's actually Princess Anne who's making the changes happen within this charity.
Yeah.
And
it's ridiculous because like we said earlier, it's because it's been allowed. And I think this has been a buildup. If you look at Remembrance Day, remember, and then they had the Project Healthy Minds.
Yeah.
And now they've come around because those two things were kind of testing the waters. Let's see what happens. Well,
these two are all about pushing boundaries. We know that. They have been pushing and pushing and pushing, and the fact that nobody will do anything to say, no, you can't do that. They're just going to keep going. They're just going to keep pushing the boundaries until, I don't know, until the entire royal family gets brought down. Because who is going to keep, because, okay, what am I trying to say? The royal family is losing a lot of respect and support.
I mean, they're losing their own support. You're talking about people that used to tell us shit in the comments, like, oh, don't question them, don't question Charles. Well, they're not saying that the last couple of days.
Yeah,
I've seen it. I've seen the comments. So like this, one of these people that responded to you on X, right? This person says the king has done all he can do. Don't forget, he's a constitutional monarch. He has removed their HRH titles. Really? Did he? Because they still used them. He evicted them from Frogmore and cut them off financially. As a matter of fact, nobody can prove that they've actually been financially cut off. Do you have the Sussex titles removed? It needs to go through Parliament. Now, the problem is, okay, fine, the Sussex titles removed. Okay, fine, it needs to go through Parliament. The problem that we're saying is simple. Put out a statement. Just that's it. You know, Meghan and Harry are not affiliated, and I'm not going to say that, oh, they should not be allowed to travel to Commonwealth countries, because of course you can't force that, but it should be, the message should be out there. And the longer that this goes on, the more public support they're going to lose.
Yeah, I get it. I mean, Lady C was saying in her video from today earlier, she said that the royals are planning on the long-term game and not short-term. Well, it's been 8 years of this mess, right? I mean, in my opinion, how long is Charles going to allow this to continue? Because their reputation is getting tarnished. And in a way, this is just my opinion, but does King Charles want to hand over a disaster for William's reign? Is that his plan? Because King Charles's reign wasn't so great. So now here, William, you can deal with the mess and bullshit that is your derelict brother and his whore of a wife.
Yeah. Well, if you think about that, what she said, what's going to happen by then? Because if you're talking about a long plan, how long? We've already gotten word today that there will be more royal tours. We're going to find out the details in the coming weeks. So how long is long, and how many fake royal tours will have happened by then? Because like Paula said in the live yesterday, right? The people in Spain.
Oh no, the people in Spain, he said.
The people in these Spanish countries that don't talk English, they think that this is real and that we're just hating on people in the royal family.
You are completely right. You are totally
what do
right.
people in other countries? That's what I'd like to know. Like the people in Nigeria, right? All those profiles.
Yeah.
Same thing, you know, and
you know what? It's so funny to me because Nigeria, I think the top 5 wealthiest families in Nigeria have an average, what is it? Average net worth of $40 billion.
Oh, yeah. The people at the top over there all have the money.
Yeah. And they aren't even helping their own. All
Mm-hmm.
they're doing is just grifting off of their own people and the land and the government. And then you've got Meghan Markle. You know, this whole thing about Meghan going and the three kings coming to see her and all that nonsense.
Mm-hmm.
Apparently, if you look more into one of those supposed kings, that line that they made Meghan Markle a princess of, the Aro Wachukuku or whatever it is a slave trading lineage.
Shola.
Oh, there you go.
Bunny move.
So Meghan is now princess of a slave trader line. Like, I don't know. This is all a bunch of nonsense to me. I find it funny that there was one Nigerian influencer who was making the claims of Harry and Meghan make a better king and queen than Charles and Camilla, and that the British people are racist and that they need to give up slavery and reparations and things like that. And I just messaged him and I go, you know, the people that you should be asking for reparations are your tribal leaders who sold your own countrymen into these slave trades.
Yeah, but the problem with that is that are they trying to say that Harry's not British?
I don't know what they're trying to say.
I've never understood that concept, because I think it's just more they're trying to show their support for the two morons. Because what are you saying? Are you saying Harry's not British? Are you saying, I mean, we've seen how Harry looks around black people. Mm-hmm. So I think that Harry does have a problem with black people. I think that Meghan as well. We saw her as well. I think both of these people, and as you've said before, MeghansMole, that she only knows rich black people. That's an interesting thing. But the concept of, oh, well, Harry and Meghan should be king and queen. Well, Harry's British too. Yeah. What is that? What's the difference? What difference does that make? It doesn't.
Well, doesn't that just show that Harry is a loser? He's a nobody. He's a pathetic nobody. That should, like, Harry, this is like, he got no respect in Nigeria. Let's be honest. The men there thought of him as nothing, because look at how your married wife was acting towards everyone, throwing herself at all the men like a cat in heat. They probably looked at him like, we have no respect for you. Even in the background, you could see him always standing in the background of photos. Harry truly is Meghan's spare now.
Yeah, it was more the Meghan show again. As it is.
It was all about Meghan. It was the Meghan show. And now it's going to be all about them traveling to these different countries and grifting off of them, taking gifts home from them. There's a video that I had seen. I'm going to post it up later, but one of the Nigerian women goes up to Meghan and she had an orange bag in her hand. And Meghan looks all excited because I guess she thought maybe it was an Hermes bag, because it was an actual, like, the shopping bag she was carrying, it was orange colored, like the Hermes branded shopping bags. So maybe she thought it was that. And then when she looked inside, you could see her entire face just dropped. Like, she was not impressed by what was in that bag, because I guess it was cultural.
Well, yeah, like you were talking about earlier, the gifts that they gave them, from what I read, it was jewelry, clothes, jewelry, clothes, and art.
Yeah.
And I mean, we know how Meghan is. She's not going to wear any of that shit. She doesn't actually like it.
Well, we know that there is some eBay account that likes to sell those things, right? So let's keep an eye out on that to see if any of the items pop up there.
Yeah, definitely.
I have a video of, I'm trying to find it. I'm scrolling down on my Twitter account. And there is a video where Meghan is being presented with a gift. And she just cannot hide the disgust in her face when receiving this gift. I'm just trying to find it here. You literally see, like, she's sucking on her teeth because she's so disgusted by it. I think
that's why she's a bad actress. She's a horrible actress when it comes to that. No wonder she failed in Hollywood.
I agree. I agree with you 110%.
Like, because when something like that happens, right? You know, okay, fine. You don't really like the gift, or it's not really your cup of tea. Fine. But you don't have it on your face when the people are giving it to you. You know, you be cordial. You be nice to them. You don't hurt their feelings. And the thing for me is the one that really stood out was when she was holding Harry's hand and they were talking to the two schoolgirls, and I think it was a teacher. And then when the teacher was talking, and then Meghan literally turns around and walks away. while she's talking.
Yeah.
When I saw that, I was just like, what are you doing?
I have that one right here for you that you were actually speaking of while looking for that. Right here.
Yeah, that.
She did not care.
Look, she literally turns her head while there's words coming out of the other woman's mouth.
Oh, cameras!
That's unfortunate.
Now, this is correct me if I'm wrong on this, because I see Harry giving the thumbs up a lot to people. Now, where my family is from, giving the thumbs up is equivalent to the middle finger.
Yeah, it's more, but if you actually started from the beginning,
okay,
and then once she turns away, you're gonna see him scowl at her.
Yeah. Well, you can see him scowling here, right?
Yeah, he's scowling there because he's like, oh my God, she's taking off. Like, at least he's not listening to what they're saying.
Yeah.
You know, he doesn't care, but that's what they taught him in that family. You give the person the attention, you allow them to speak, and when they're done speaking, but then look, she turns and the woman is literally still speaking.
Mm-hmm.
And then as he turns, see, and then he goes into, and then he turns and he looks right at her and he's like, are you freaking serious?
He's angry. He's angry.
Like, you can absolutely see it. And
he's so angry here.
I mean, at least the guy has learned something from that family. Jeez.
She's got no manners at all. No manners whatsoever. There is that.
I think it's called decorum, right?
Decorum. There you go. I mean, I guess when your mother's been living in cell block 6 and was more interested in getting stoned, I guess she wouldn't be around to teach you manners, right?
Yeah.
I mean, we saw her mask slip here. She didn't like being around the Nigerian soldiers. Look at Misan and his big ass egghead in the background. Look right here. Look, mask slip right there.
And then she's like, ugh.
Get these dark-skinned people away from me, is what she's thinking.
I think that's absolutely unfortunate, man. It's so sad. I truly do. And when you have people that defend her and say she's a queen, that's not how a queen acts. Like,
this is the video that I was.
Oh, there it is.
Sorry. Look at the disgust on her face. I'll catch it. Hold on. Right there. Ugh. Look at her face. She is disgusted by this very expensive cultural mask. Apparently, it was a wooden mask and a couple of teacups. And she was absolutely disgusted by it.
That's unfortunate. That's sad. That's
and you know
sad.
what?
And those people, though, you know what's sad? Even more sad is those people cared. They really felt honored to meet her, and she treats them like shit like that.
Yeah. It's a bad reflection on the royal family. It's a very bad reflection on the royal family, because however you put it, at the end of the day, you can say this wasn't a royal tour, but in a way, Harry and Meghan are still working royals.
I mean, I think that notion has to go out the window at this point.
What?
At this point, we have to lock it down that this was a fake royal tour. They are half in, half out, and there's not anything that anyone can say to change that fact. Yeah.
This was a royal tour for them to test out the waters. And Stephen, you're totally right. He says if the mask was gold, she'd love it. Of course.
Yeah.
And with some diamonds in there too. But this was the thing. They did this tour to see if they get any reaction back from the royal family, to see if Charles would do anything about it. And the fact that he has done nothing about it, has gone off doing his own thing, then this is like a green light to them. Let's go. That's why, like you said, they announced it earlier that there will be more royal tours.
Yeah. It's only a matter of time. And they're probably going to be very soon as well, because they did say multiple.
Yeah.
So if you look at how many months we have in the year still, you know, we're about to hit the middle of the year. What's it going to be? Probably every 2 months. That could be 3 royal trips this year, 3 more.
Think about this. When is Prince William's upcoming Earth shot this
November,
year?
I believe.
Is it November?
Yeah.
So definitely expect something around then to happen. Or even maybe.
And that's in South Africa.
Would you put it past them to show up in South Africa at the same time as Prince William to do a tour?
No, I wouldn't put anything past these two at this point. Nothing.
Yeah, I agree. I agree. It looks very bad. It looks very bad on King Charles for not doing anything. We were talking about the cross earlier, and I wanted to bring this up because someone mentioned that it's St. Peter's cross and that Charles is weak and he's perhaps allowing the grifters half in, half out. I think he is allowing them half in, half out so that they don't attack Camilla. What do you think?
I'm kind of with that notion about Camilla. I don't understand. I mean, the book is already written.
Yeah.
What more could this guy? And really, what did he say about her in the book? He just said, "Oh, I don't like my stepmom. Like she's mean.
Over my room. She
like
changed my room."
That's what he said. Yeah, that's oh my god.
Remember, he cried. She changed my childhood room,
bro. That's what happens when you move out, dude. Like,
she took my childhood bedroom and turned it into her dressing room.
Like, you know, and that's the, like, from what that notion means, right? From what that means, does that mean that there will be more attacks on Camilla? Is that what that means?
I don't know. I would think so. That's what, like, I feel like they're just allowing Harry to do whatever he wants so that they don't keep bringing up more stories about Camilla and ruin her newly curated PR image that King Charles is paying a lot for to have rehabilitated and keep in good standing.
Well, that's unfortunate because, I mean, if you're looking at people that are thumbing their nose at the royal family, they're just like that, straight up like that. Look at us. We're doing whatever the hell we want. We don't give a shit. Well, how many more of this is this going to take? But as I read that comment on your X profile, I mean, there's going to be people out there that are still going to defend it, unfortunately. And it's an unfortunate circumstance.
There is that group of people that will never, ever accept Camilla as queen.
That as well. Yeah.
That's the group that Harry plays towards with these stories about Camilla, right? And I think that's the group that Charles doesn't want to like get upset or say anything about her. You know what I'm trying to say?
Yeah, but where's that supposed to go? Is my question. Like, it's not like he's gonna ever divorce her. She's not going anywhere. So where is the animosity going to end, or when is the animosity going to end? Because, okay, we get it. Like that thing, the animosity for Camilla feels like Harry crying about Diana 30 years later. That's how it feels. So when you want to talk about people like Paula, I love Paula with all my heart. I do. But the fact she hates Camilla because of Diana, like, I'm
of the topic, like, you know what? Charles and Camilla have been together longer than Diana and Charles were. They've been married longer. Their entire relation, like, get over it.
Yeah, I mean, I could understand if there was actually a solution to that. If there was like, okay, well, yeah, Charles is going to leave her or they're going to separate. That's not going to happen. And I'm not saying for people to shut up and accept it. But what I'm saying is that you have to at least like say, yeah, okay, she's the queen and that's the way it is. And what can you do about it? Just that we're saying, okay, well, Harry's trying to look royal. What can you do about it? We can't do anything. The only thing we can do is sit here and let other people know that, hey, something has to be done.
There was I should mention this. Someone sent me an email last night and they wanted me to mention, and because they've been saying this in my comments a lot, but they feel like them putting it in the comments won't get out as far as me mentioning it. But it's about the Invictus Games and being held in Birmingham. So this person sent me a message saying that people of the UK, especially in Birmingham, should write to Lucy Fraser, Frazer, who is the Secretary of State for Culture, Media, and Sport, and that people should make it very clear that they don't want the Invictus grift in Britain. Apparently, she is the person who is dealing with the invitation to host the games, and that she is the person that people should be contacting and sending letters to about it. They just wanted me to say this on my stream. So there we go. That's the information for
There's
those
the
who
source.
want.
Yeah, there's where to go.
Okay, my friend. Any last words before we?
Oh, well, I want to ask you, what other countries do you think they're going to go to?
A part of me thinks like a part of me wants to say like Barbados or something. I'm just trying to follow where Diana has been in her life and where she has visited. I was trying to look up the Commonwealth countries that Diana has been to and maybe follow that track there. That's what I think. I mean, because this girl wants to cosplay Diana. She wants to do anything to be compared to Diana. Maybe, who knows, maybe Nepal. But then Harry said he hated going to Nepal because he was tired and the anxiety of meeting people after they had gone through such horrific tragedies. He didn't want to do it. I don't know. What do you think?
Well, when we were talking about the escalation factor, right?
Yeah.
I think it's going to be a big one. I mean, I don't know if they'll go to Canada in that fashion, but the Vancouver games are there. I don't think that the Canadian people will accept them the way that the Nigerians did. So I can't see that happening. But for some reason, something is telling me that they're going to escalate, go to a more important country. And I think it could be Australia or even South Africa.
I don't know about Australia, because Australia, they don't really like the monarchy all too much. They don't care about Harry, and they've said their comments about saying how they didn't even like being in Australia also.
Yeah.
I don't know. Mystified says that the article said they plan to return to Africa. If that's what they're saying, maybe they'll do something before William's Earthshot Prize or during, and show up in another African country to try and take the shine off of William's Earthshot. I don't know.
Yeah, because there's Kenya, Guyana, Botswana, Ghana. You have all of these countries.
Maybe Botswana. Harry does love Botswana, right?
Yeah. Well, they're definitely not going to the Congo for African parks.
No, definitely not there. What do you think? Like, I can't believe that these two are just haven't said a damn word about African parks yet. Like, it doesn't even exist. But I was going to ask you to answer this comment here on the screen. It says, Bunty McBunface says, please stop constantly blaming the king for his son's bad conduct.
Okay.
I don't know what else he can do.
Okay. Then tell us who to blame and we'll blame them. I mean, this isn't hard to understand. It starts at the top and it ends at the top, you know, and as I said earlier, it's as simple as a statement with the seal and a paragraph. It's that simple, you know, and am I saying that is going to stop them from doing it? No, of course, because I think we've noticed that these people are going to continue no matter what. I think you could even see some aspect of, even if their titles were removed, they will still continue. But when it comes to that, I understand what they're saying, because they don't like it that we're blaming, quote unquote, blaming Charles, even though we're just questioning, when is something going to happen? Why has something not happened? But hey, you want us to stop blaming him? Cool. Who do we blame? Who are we supposed to? And if you're going to say UK Parliament, I mean, that's a joke. I don't feel that way. I feel like it's as easy as putting out a statement, and then the whole world would see that statement and they would say, okay, these two people are over with. That's it. One paragraph.
Yeah, I agree with you. I agree with you wholeheartedly. And I think we should leave it there. Don't you think? I think we should leave it there. Let us know who we should blame Harry and Meghan's shenanigans on, and we will talk about that in the next live.
Right.
We'll talk about it on Friday and get really
tomorrow.
riled up. That should be fun. Mystified says, I read an article that the king is contacting other Commonwealth nations to tell them not to entertain the grifters. I feel like he shouldn't even be doing that. Like, contacting, like, it almost feels very childish and immature in a way. Like, oh, I'm going to call you and tell you not to take them in as visitors. Maybe Charles should say Harry and Meghan are not representatives of the royal family.
That's it.
Just make it very
One
clear.
sentence. Yeah. One sentence on a statement. Harry and Meghan are not representatives of the royal family or the monarchy. That's it.
That's
and
it.
then there's a seal, and then Charles signs his name.
Yeah.
I don't understand why that is so difficult. And I understand the people getting upset. I really do. You know, they don't like it that we're calling him out, and we've known that for months now.
Yeah.
But the problem is I feel like people want to make it more difficult than it actually is, and it's not.
I agree. I agree completely. And on that note, my friends, I think we will leave it there. Thank you so much for joining us. I know we got a couple of super chats here that I wanted to read out real quick. We were talking about gifts and hosts and things like that. And Kathy said, yes, I always bring a gift for the host and hostess. Leslie sent a super sticker. Thank you, Leslie. Thank you for all that you do. And Paula says it's not Diana when we were talking about Diana's that cross necklace.
Oh, that woman could wear a tampon and say it was Diana's.
Oh my god. Stephen Magnus said 2022 Archwell gave Save the Children Nigeria 10K. So that 10K is basically for them to go and now use them in any way that they want for their PR misdeeds and so on. 10K.
Was that a 10K when they were delinquent?
Yeah, that's the thing.
So that they even get it?
Who knows? And Pizzoli, thank you for the super sticker. All right, my friends, thank you so much for joining us in today's live. Catch Andrew and I tomorrow on The Royal Mess on Sean Atwood's channel. Other than that, you can always catch us on our own channels, giving you the hottest updates on the delinquent Duke and Duchess of Montecito, as Harry likes to call them, the moron and the testicle and the client.
Yes. Testicle is the best one. His hair just never got better. I just don't get it.
I don't either. But thanks for joining us, you guys. We will see you in the next one. Thanks for joining me, Andrew. I really appreciate it.
Oh, yeah. I love coming on. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Take care. Bye, guys.
Well, bye.
Bye.